next guest, Angeline Boulley, is a New York Times best-selling author, but that wasn't always her story. As a teenager, she came up with an idea for a book, but never ended up writing it. Instead, she worked full-time and raised her family. A lot of people would have given up and thought, this glow-up is not gonna happen. What's gonna happen to my dream? But when she was in her 40s, Angeline started to write that book. It took 10 years of drafts, but in 2021, at the tender age of 54, she sold that YA novel called Firekeeper's Daughter, about a biracial college student who witnesses a murder. And it was amazing. The response has been incredible. Reese Witherspoon picked up the book. Firekeeper's Daughter debuted at #1 on the New York Times bestsellers list, won a ton of awards, and former President Barack Obama, Michelle Obama's production company, Higher Ground, optioned it for a Netflix series. And Angeline put out her new second book. It's called Warrior Girl Unearthed, named Barnes & Noble's Best New Books of the Year 2023. That is a glow up, my friends. Please welcome New York Times bestselling author, Angeline Boulley! Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, gosh. First of all, I mean, I love our show because we go from glow to glow of a different type. I love it. I love this. And your glow up is one that I think will touch so many hearts because it is about a dream deferred, right?
Yes.
For a good reason.
Very.
Those 10 years you spent raising your family, 3 children?
3.
3 kids. Before Firekeeper's Daughter, tell me about, you know, when you started finally putting the pen to paper or the iPad or whatever your writing process is, and you realize, wow, I'm moving forward now.
Yes. I just woke up a half hour before the kids and just sat at the family computer and started typing. I just decided I would rather write the world's worst manuscript. I could live with that failure easier than I could the regret of never trying.
You're gonna make me burst into tears because that is relatable no matter where you are right now. I mean, stop, even our audience, where you are right now, there's something that you are delaying and you are tricking yourself into believing that it either has to be perfect or the right time versus going in and doing it.
Yes.
You go on, I know this advice you gave your daughter, Sarah, you told her, love yourself, take care of yourself, and if you're in a situation that's not good, get yourself out of the situation. And one day, you needed that advice you'd given her.
Yeah.
What is it like for you to have, I mean, I'm looking at you almost like you're an oracle. Because and I say that in a positive way because people are always looking for a way to get back on the train, to get things back going. And you did, and now you have the Obamas and these big names, Reese Witherspoon, people admiring the work. When you get those calls and those emails from those great people, what does that tell you about yourself?
It tells me that that idea, that spark of an idea when I was 18, I knew there was something to it and that I was right. And that sometimes success doesn't look like what you thought it did. And I guarantee an overnight success was not an overnight success.
Yeah.
And I just decided that my greatest strength is being tenacious.
And I know you're about to go on the press tour for your second book, and Warrior Girl Unearthed, which is about a teenage girl who discovers an injustice done to her tribe. And like a warrior, she sets out to right that wrong. When you talk about what you write about, you told the New York Times, I have a mantra. I'm writing about trauma, but I'm not writing a tragedy. I didn't want to lose sight of the funny and loving and wonderful things about my community, even though I was talking about meth and other unpleasant truths. It is a powerful thing when you can write about the hardest moments in a journey and they sound so beautiful and enlightening to read. That's a superpower.
Thank you. Thank you. I think that's why I feel so strongly about representation in books for children and teens, that we tell our stories best from our communities, and that someone writing from outside of my community, they're going to focus on trauma. They're not going to focus on all of the great things. They're going to miss so much of the joy and the ways in which my community, you know, looks out for one another.
Because you were an educator in a Native community.
Yes.
You are a member of the Sault Ste. Marie of Chippewa tribe,
yes.
and you're telling the story of the Ojibwe community in Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Yes.
I mean, when reading your work, it is like the education that we all missed in our schools as well. So you're continuing with beautiful stories, but also immersing that educator in you and enlightening us about these tribes, these communities, and the world that exists.
Right. So my first book, I pitched it as Indigenous Nancy Drew meets 21 Jump Street. And my second book, Warrior Girl Unearthed, I pitched as Indigenous Lara Croft. But instead of raiding tombs, she's raiding museums to retrieve our ancestors and sacred items that do not belong in museums.
Yeah. That's a pitch. I love it. I love it. Well, congratulations on everything, and thank you for just being an inspiration. So many people will continue not only to read your stories, but hear your personal story and find their way to glow up from that. So congratulations. I really appreciate it.
It's never too late.
It's never too late. Never too late. You can pick up the new book, Warrior Girl Unearthed. Check it out. The book takes place in the same world that was created in the first novel, Firekeeper's Daughter. And guess what? Tam fam, you're going to be hooked on these books, and I promise you, you will not be able to put them down. So thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us. And I know y'all are standing because you know what happens next. You're going bone with bone.